How's it going, everyone? We got interesting stuff here today. Let's just get right into it while my cat tries to eat my keyboard. I want to talk a little bit before I start farming my head off about something that people have noticed that's coming up, which sort of informs what's coming up in the next banners. It turns out that they accidentally, or maybe not so accidentally, they put... So you know how the raids in this game cycle, right? And they give you a schedule so you can sign up for some of them. Well, you notice everything looks pretty normal, right? Oh, what's this? This is in German. No, well, it's in Japanese. But it's German. What's going on here? It's a German player. It's Kaltz. He's not out yet. This is Germany's cool craftsman, Kaltz. This I do believe is a C loop pass. So for those of you who got Dreamfest Kaltz who have no way of giving him loop pass, you're gonna have a way of giving him loop pass now. That makes Dreamfest Kaltz like crazy, by the way. Like, he's already really good, but one of his faults is that he doesn't have anything to do with the ball except maybe shoot, or you teach him a dribble and there's no way to really farm the dribble. Well, now you can teach him a farmable pass. So there's that. And you're like, okay, well, it's just him, right? Like, they can't have made any other crazy decisions, right? There's not going to be any other surprise. Oh, what the hell is this? Alright, well, if you've ever farmed the Rivaul raid, you'll notice that that character has a secondary skill called New Golden Duo with Tsubasa. Well, that's what he gets, the 1-2 with Tsubasa. He's officially super silly character now. He has all three methods of advancing forward, which are a dribble, a shot, and a 1-2 and/or pass, you know. He's crazy now. He was already a really good character, and now they're going to give him easy access to a 1-2. So, get ready for that. If you're like me, who already farmed the 1-2, your Rivaul is going to be super strong out of the box. No, if only I could get Ken, then I'd have a real blue team, you know. I just have to start pulling on Dream Collections. Anyway, and you're thinking, oh, well, that's it, right? There's not going to be any other crazy things in here. But, you know, oh, there he is again. Someone else found something crazy, and there's appropriate music for that. Holy shit. What? Dude, fuck my shit up. It's not even uploaded. What? Oh, by the way, this tells us, by the way, that they use Jinja for their back end. Interesting. Anyways, what? What? Okay, so here's what's happening here. This dude, I do believe, teaches a punch or a super catch. I don't remember what. This, I believe, is a tackle raid, and this is Magnificent Interception B, the interception that Pierre has, that you can also give to Misaki. And on top of that, they're announcing it. They're using like the color for the text for the upgrades. But in Japan, these three characters no longer evolve like they did in Japan. So this could be like a super raid with all three of them, or it could be multiple raids in one. And you may not have to use them to upgrade the characters. They might just be like, oh, here's a Misaki raid, here's a Kluivoort raid, and here's an Espadas raid. I don't know how they're going to do it. But that's nuts. Right? That's just crazy. That's really strong. We'll be able to upgrade. And now let's talk about what banners I think are gonna show up because of that, right? So they're doing. That's all we could find so far in the upcoming raids. So it's kind of like they spoiled themselves, right? They're like, hey guys, here's what's coming. And so right now, you know, we just have this stuff, like this thing right here, the most important one so far, which I'll probably host in a little bit. But I want to talk a little bit while I see if there's any space in this farm game. It's probably not here anymore. Yeah. But we'll chill here for a second while I bring up the secondary screen. because we're gonna talk a little bit about what banners I think are gonna come because of that. So let's maximize this. By the way, guys, soon I'll have easier URLs for my spreadsheets than having to copy and paste a whole Google Doc link. Hopefully that's a little more helpful. So, alright, I got 50 stamina now. Let's look at the right monitor. So, Flying Hawk of the Pitch is drops this guy, Menacing Ace. Alright, and Menacing Ace, as I said, is an upcoming character. It's already sort of in the system. Comes with new Golden Duo as its primary skill. It's a 271-2, which is actually really good for a 1-2. It's actually super radical how good it is. And you'll be able to teach that to your players. Thank you, AD. I appreciate that you saw me streaming waiting in the lobby and you decided to run a match. We're gonna try to get that Shingo. I'm at 13, no, I think I'm at 14 red coins. I just need another 11. And I have like 3 to 4 days to do it. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, so you can get this Rivaul. Alright, and it has a really good drop rate, you know. It's, I think this is an extreme raid, so it has excellent drop rates. You'll be able to get them. It has silver coaches all around. Good character. You should try to max this out if you got Rivaul. In fact, even if you didn't get Rivaul, I would just kind of pre-make a bunch of them because there is another Rivaul coming later that you can use. I think he's red. Anyway, so the April premiere event is what's coming next, and we have no idea what's in the shop because I don't think this guy can data mine whatever is in the shops, right? Because the shops are generated kind of differently. But guys, get ready because it's another Farm Fest. It's another one of these. April Premier Ticket S is 0.5, and if you get it in a share play, it's 0.25. I feel like these are easier to drop because you're not competing with players for some reason. That might drop instead. The rates are still toxic. I would email KLab if I were you. I already did. Can you please make the rates less toxic because it's too hard to farm this. All I'm doing is farming this game right now, like, because I don't want to miss out. It's real stupid. I like that I can get everything, right? If I farm hard enough. But for example, it's so luck reliant that right now I might not get Shingo, which is really the only thing I wanted. And I know I made the mistake of buying that one SSR ticket, so I kind of hosed myself. But last time I got enough for, I got 36 tickets, and I farmed less. So it's crazy that I farmed so much more and that I might not even make it to Shingo. I might have to buy 2 more tickets, and I don't think the tickets are going to drop anything, frankly. So, what else do we have here? Obviously, so now, these are all the raids that are in right now, and some of them aren't updated properly with the new text. I've kind of let him know, is like, hey, you got to update with the new pictures, man. He hasn't really done it. But that's fine. You know, he can do whatever he wants. So let's talk a little bit about the banners I think are coming up. And let's talk about the players that I think are going to show up in the next banner. So I think we should be looking here. We should be looking here. We should be looking here. We should be looking... where else? I think it's going to be also the defenders. So I would need a Aoi, a Bunak, and a Wyron. And I don't know that those were leaked anywhere. So, Aoi, I think it's gonna be more than 3 banners, by the way. I think it's gonna be 4 banners. Aoi, oh, okay, it's gonna be Owyron, because that's the new Owyron art. And, if I don't wrong recall, I just saw, yeah, there you go. Okay, so it is gonna be, yep. And so, this guy is also important. And did I miss Kluivoort? I think I missed Kluivoort, right? Or is Kluivoort even further in? Yeah, there you go. Okay. So let's talk about all of the players that I think are coming up next. And let's talk about the raids. also. So I'm gonna go this guy. I'm gonna go... Nope. This guy. I'm gonna go... This guy? Is it this guy? Nah, this is the one that's coming up. So this one... No, not this one. Go away. Wait. Okay, so it's gonna be Artful Technician. No, I keep opening that one. No, it's Determined to Win and All Chance Maker. Alright, and then for this guy it's gonna be Diamond Ace. And then here it's gonna be Limitless Stamina, Saudi Arabia's Prince, Muay Thai Fight, Miracle Keeper. Alright, let's talk about some of the silliness. Actually, there's also a raid here that we gotta talk about. Private Miracle Keeper. There you go. I think I forgot everybody. So let's talk first about Kluivoort. The next banners that I think are gonna be Rising Sun banner, which includes this Kluivoort, which comes with kind of balanced stats. He's not a very good unit. He's just an overloaded stat unit. He's kind of okay at everything. He's you can tell that he's from the early time of the game, and it's kind of weird that we skipped the banner. Tarovat was telling me on Twitter that he thinks that the Rising Sun banner was a mistake. It's too far into the story, and they released it at a time that the game was not that far into the story, and so I feel like they got pushback from the dudes in charge of the Captain Tsubasa rights, not just Takahashi, but maybe the other people also involved. Hold on, I'm staring at my cat. She's just dozing off on my girlfriend's iPad. She's so cute. Alright. Moving on. Oh boy, I'm not gonna be able to join that. I'm too late with my reactions. Anyways, oh, I joined. So there's a bunch of stuff going on, right? His stats are okay. He's got decent pass cut, but he doesn't really come with a pass cut. He's got decent pass, but he doesn't really come with a pass. He's got worse dribble, but he comes with a dribble. He's got a shot. It's not much. Doesn't have much power. He's really average. Overall, he's a super average player, but he comes with a super cheap, really strong shot. Spiral shot is one of the cheapest strong shots in the game, right? And so the main utility of this Kluivoort, believe it or not, is if you got the other one. Because S Spiral shot is so strong. It's a 450 max power, right? So if we talk about 450 max power, look at this, right? 360 required stamina for 455, but the shot that Dream Collection Kluivoort comes with is a 405 440, so it's more expensive and weaker, right? Like, spinning volley seems pretty good or whatever, but it's not even worth leveling up. And this was one of the weaknesses that Kluivoort had. The reason why this Kluivoort was so broken when he came out, the reason why this guy was so broken when he came out is because with 982 stamina, all you had to do was give him this 360 stamina shot, and he was just making people feel bad about their life decisions, right? He could fire this off twice without even going into full power mode. And so this guy is very happy to see this guy show back up, right? That Kluivoort is very happy to see this Kluivoort show up, because he gets so much stronger with that shot. You're able to just go crazy. And I feel like if that's what's coming, and that's why that raid is accidentally in there, then ooh, I only need 30 more Matsuyamas to max out Urabe. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm keeping track of all of the Matsuyamas that I pick up because I have to max up Urabe's sliding block. Because I'm not going to have gotten Urabe and then not put him to work, right? Like, If you're on the squad, you work, buddy. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy for this guy showing up. I didn't get Kluivoort, so all that means is that I'm gonna struggle even more against Kluivoort players. I don't get destroyed particularly by them, but they're gonna be so much stronger right now with a 455 force shot. That's so cheap. I think it's the best. I don't know if I'm right on this, but I think it is the best stamina to force ratio you can find. If Raiju is probably one of the worst stamina to force ratios, but that's because it has 3 blow-offs. This might be the best one. And it also does not have any blow-offs. It doesn't have any special effects. It's just a really strong shot for cheap. That's its, I guess, the world it lives in, right? So that's that. But also, the raid that comes for him is going to be this guy, which is Magnificent Playmaking Kluivoort. And obviously, like, to be fair, for a raid character, he's not too bad. He has 5200 dribble. So if you're like a free player and you don't really have a player yet, he does come with a B dribble that you can max based off of one of the Real Japan 7 players that you probably got a ton of times. So you can quickly add that to this high-speed scissors and then dump it on your Kluivoort if you have them. And that would be kind of cool, right? Like, it would be nice to have that kind of flexibility. Direct method. I have Brian. I'm shocked. If you shoot from the sides, it's not that strong. The keeper will cap easily. Yeah, so Brian is very much a central midfielder. He has to be in the middle to be really effective. And with that shot that I just pointed out, he's going to be even scarier, right? But he is not... He does need to, like, move forward. And then high-speed scissors will be a way to move forward. But really, the fact that he only has still access to dribbles... means that unless you play him with the rest of the Netherlands, he has no real way of getting up forward. If you do play him with the rest of the Netherlands, he has a 1-2, but it's crazy prohibitively expensive. So he's better off kind of in a mixed Netherlands / blue team. But even then, like if you give him Subasa's stuff, I don't know how many of Total Football you need. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need all 5 players, so I don't know that it's worth it. So yeah, this Kluivoort, nice little raid. It's not gonna change your life, but it'll make him a little more useful. Holy shit, I'm winning that raid. I'm winning the raid by 5-0. All right, so let's talk about another character from the Rising Sun banner, Ricardo Espadas. Ricardo Espadas is a goalkeeper. As you all know, he's my favorite player. He's based off Jorge Campos in Mexico, an old Mexican goalkeeper that used to wear flashy outfits. Now, the problem with this guy is the time he arrives in, right? I mean, if I get him, if I start building a blue team... Oh, wow, 2 gold medals. That's funny. If I start building a blue team, I don't think I'm going to get Ken. So, I mean, this is probably the character I would play with because I feel like he's more useful than Xeno. You can farm a B catch for him in case someone makes a weak shot. He comes with Miracle Catch, which is a 455 force catch for... It's pretty expensive, actually, so it's kind of like in the realm of Wakabayashi catch. He comes also with a punch built in, but he also gets Super Catch B, which is not going to be as strong as level 1S Miracle Catch, because Super Catch is a very generic, kind of weak skill. But, like, let's say at some point they give Wakabayashi maybe, like, B Catch, B Super Catch. You would be able to farm this, right? So it's nice. It's nothing crazy. Of course, he's a multi-position player, so he's got all these weird skills everywhere. You can't teach them to him, last I checked. You can't teach, like, overlapping dribble. Hey, Offend, how's it going? So, yeah, you know, he's pretty decent. Again, his raid is right here, Pride of Mexico. You could farm him up. He's actually kind of okay for a raid keeper because he has plenty of... He has plenty of speed and power, but there's no real easy way to teach him to punch. So you can't really rely on that. But he's not as good at catching because that's how K-Lab trolls you. They make characters that aren't good at what they do. So it is what it is. Direct, I have 2 clubs. One only Brian. I have the other club all Netherlands players I owned. But I miss Brian. I think the raid Brian is beneficial to you. Maybe. I mean... I think the whole reason of playing the Netherlands players is to use the broken Dream Collection Brian. So if you don't have that Brian, kind of like all the other players are just kind of pointless, right? Like, Brian's so strong. But if you get the Rising Sun Brian, you might be okay. You just won't have the really good 1-2 skill. So I don't know. I actually failed to look at the other skill on the other Brian, so it is what it is. So, and then the third person from this banner, the Rising Sun banner, and I should also talk about his raid, is Misaki, determined to win. This is what they call the Senko Raiju Misaki. If you've ever heard the skill Senko Raiju, it means Flash Raiju Shot, right? Flash Raiju Shot S. It is the highest stamina for highest power shot in the game. I think the only shot that's better than this shot is Miracle Flying Drive Shot. I could be wrong. But Miracle Flying Drive Shot is much cheaper and it has a much lower cost. So basically this is kind of like your one shot, one goal ability. He's not a very good player anywhere else, but he does have pretty high shot. Motaz, if you get red card from the shop, they'll never remove it. Motaz, we don't know. The game hasn't been out long enough for us to know the answer to that question. If you get red card and you really want to buy Dream Balls, I suggest you just start a new account. Frankly. If not, just be a free-to-play player, dude. Like, just farm like crazy. You probably have a decent enough shop at this point if you have a red card, so you might as well, I mean, a decent enough team, so you might as well just free-to-play from here on out. And then just kind of start measuring your Dream Balls, right? Because I guess that's the only thing you can do. So anyways, back to Senko Raiju. So this Raiju Misaki, he's okay at dribbling. He's actually pretty decent at passing. He's no slouch. You could teach him a pass and he'll be pretty flexible. He's also a red Misaki. So for example, like if I were to get him, I'd replace my Boomerang Misaki with him on my red team. And because I have Raiju and I have Nambasa, I would get access to Senko Raiju on that squad. And that would be very, very strong. And so this is basically a character that's very desirable for those of you trying to build a red team that has maybe Raiju and a red version of Tsubasa, like either Nanbasa or you manage to crack Dream Basa, the Tsubasa that's coming up in the next banner for the Samurais. I feel he's pretty good. 6400 shot with 2500 probably from their power is you're not going to be sad about this guy, right? Especially with the buffs and with this kind of crazy shot power. Even though it doesn't blow anybody away, very few people are going to block this. Motaz, that means that you charged back a lot. You charged back your credit card. That's what that means. So maybe you bought from a third-party vendor that did chargebacks, and that's what happened, right? So basically, if you're not satisfied with their services, what they're saying is that since they're not you weren't satisfied with their service because you charged back, then they don't feel like they should sell you anything. Direct method. I saw your last video. Your last day. I saw your video. Talk about Dream Collection. Okay, well, direct method. What I'm saying is that I should be able to pay Dream Balls so that I can send the player for one player, and then when they give me that player, right? I can only do it once per month, and I have to spend Dream Balls for it. And that way people can get rid of their dupes. I'm not saying that it would be perfect because obviously they'll lose some money, but like I want to be able to like maybe only spend like paid Dream Balls. There has to be some way to balance it so that it feels like they're making their money, right? It's like, okay, so how can I make my money? Well, what if I allowed trading, but you have to use paid Dream Balls for it? Let's say you have to use at least 25 paid Dream Balls to trade a player. And I mean, if I force it for paid Dream Balls, I'm almost willing to be like, okay, well, for 25 paid Dream Balls, you can trade up to 3 times a month, right? And that's a cap. So if someone else has stuff, you pay 25 Dream Balls, they pay 25 Dream Balls, and you both swap. And 50 Dream Balls is like, 50 Dream Balls is a lot of money. People don't understand that 50 Dream Balls is real cash in this game. Because 175 Dream Balls is $79.99. It's $80, 80 USD, right? So let's say that, you know, it's basically, let's say you have like, and I'm gonna turn on my little thing here so we talk about it, right? Right. So if I'm spending like 80 bucks for 175 Dream Balls, right? I'm spending that, and I go, well, what if for 25 Dream Balls, one trade, up to 3 trades, right? And it's not like gambling because I know who I'm trading with, right? So let's say I have 3 players that are dupes and someone else has 3 dupes that I want. Maybe I can make it by tiers. Maybe I do 20 Dream Balls regular gacha, 30 Dream Balls collection, 50 Dream Balls fest, right? There is a way to balance this. Like, maybe I wouldn't do festival characters because that feels too strong. Maybe I would limit it by how many trades you can do per month. But there's a way to get money out of players from this in a way that feels like the player is still getting something for their money, and both players on both sides feel like they got something out of it. And it'll help free-to-play players who are very reticent to spend money on the gacha. Because the gacha is random and they want security, and this would allow some security. People will still have to pull from the gacha to add gacha players to the pool, but let's say like you're like a huge whale and you've got like 8 copies of a guy. You can finish your collection by trading and you'll spend money. Now this is the problem with this: if you allow up to 3 trades, almost no one's gonna whale that hard. So I think you gotta limit it no matter what to maybe 25 paid Dream Balls, 1 trade. Right? You have to only allow 1 trade a month. So this is what you have to do, right? 1 trade a month. 25 Dream Balls for 1 trade. And you can only do maybe you can do it for any. People spend more than 100 Dream Balls and they only got 1 or 2 and sometimes no SSR new player. Well, there's ways to keep limiting it, right? 1 trade a month. Must be dupe, right? Must be duplicate on both sides, right? So both players can only trade a dupe player. So you have to have pulled the original for yourself. Player can't be evolved, but can be trained. So you can't trade a UR version. That's what I would do. 1 trade a month. It must be a duplicate, and you can't have evolved the player, but you can train him. Okay, and it can't be a free player. So that means that you can't trade Red Ishizaki, you can't trade Red Aoi. You can only trade stuff that came out of the gacha. And then maybe we go like this. $50 you could trade a Dream Collection, and you can never ever trade a Dream Fest. That's what I would do. And so, when you spend the Dream Balls, they have to be paid Dream Balls, right? Well, I got 3 more Matsuyamas so far, so I'm at 27 more Matsuyamas before Urabe has max sliding block. Delicious. So, oh, what the fuck? No, 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 I don't want to join that raid. No, 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 no. I don't want Jito. I don't want Jito. I don't want Jito. Thank you. Jito's a bait for me. That guy got bodied because I left and he was mashing. So, sorry, dude. Sorry, TLA. I love you. Anyway, so this is what I would do, right? So it has to be So let's go. It can't be chess player. And then must be blue because so but can't be evolved but can't be trained. Players must be level 75 plus. Here you go. Mike Wasowski. But this everyone is going to re-roll and trade between 2 accounts. Oh, well here, I forgot to mention this. I forgot to add it like this, so I'm gonna mark it. There's a reason I put $80. It's because we've been talking about paid dream balls. This is what should actually happen. Here you go. So if you're willing to sit there and grind your player all the way up to level 70, and you're willing to pull on that account for a trade gacha or a trade dream collection character, and we're not gonna allow Dreamfest characters at all. It's only gacha and dream collection, and the other player must trade back the same quality of player. So we're gonna keep adding limitations until it makes sense. So there you go. These are the limitations. Obviously, knowing that, so we don't need to put the price. So if you spend 25 of your own paid Dream Balls, you can trade a gacha with another player who also has to spend 25 paid Dream Balls. Okay? So you can give them a player and they can give you a player. So they'll have a more full collection. Now, you can't trade Dream Collection players for anything other than Dream Collection players. You can't trade Dreamfest at all. There must be duplicates on both sides of the trade. So if I send you like Masao for your Salinas or something, that's okay. But I can't send you Raiju for Salinas. I could trade Soramachi for Ken. Sure, you could trade Soramachi for Ken. So if you pulled Ken on your reroll account and you leveled that reroll account to 75 and you're willing to pay the money on both sides and willing to level up the character, and you're willing to pass Ken over, then certainly, more than likely, you weren't going to be a big whale anyway. And so, they're still getting any money out of you, okay? Some people are not going to whale for Ken no matter what. But if I can convince you that you can trade for Ken after you did the step up, right? Wasowski. But remember, I can only trade duplicates. So Mike, you need to have 2 Kens on your reroll account. If that account doesn't have 2 Kens, you can't trade Ken. You can never trade a player away if it would leave you with 0 of that player, basically. So the only way you can trade that player away is if you have another version of it. If you would end up with 0 of that player, the trade cannot complete. That's why it must be a dupe. This is so you can clear dupes. This is like a Panini album, okay? If I have 2 Lionel Messis, I don't need the second one, but I'm pretty sure I can trade one of those Lionel Messis for someone else's Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, K-Lab does want to milk more money, but one of the best ways to milk money out of people, ironically, is to make them feel like when they spend money, they got something back. A lot of the times in this game, the reason why some of the whales are quitting finally is because they are spending and getting nothing. And that feels awful. It's easier to fill out a Panini book buying 3 boxes of Panini than it is to get anything realistic in this game. And Paninis have like collector's value, man. Like those albums legit have collector's value. Now, after you evolved the player, after you traded the player, you can evolve it whatever. I know Dark Eater's saying evolving to UR can't do anything. No, I mean like before you trade it, you can't have evolved the player. So like you can trade the player, right? But it can't have been evolved yet. You can evolve it after you get it. So let's clarify. So there you go. Let's start using shorthand because I want it to fill. There you go. So let's say I got 2 red Akais from the Samurai banner. And I got a friend who got somehow 2 Genzos. He doesn't want the second Genzo, but he really needs Akai for his red team. I can go, yo, let's trade. I got a spare Akai. Yeah, yo, maybe someone has green Bunak and really wants a red Bunak. And you got like 3 red Bunaks. And you're like, yo, I'll trade you my red Bunak because you need the block, right? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, alright, but well, I need, and I know that they have like, I don't know. They have like a... what would be a good character you say for Bunak if they needed it, right? Let's say they got like... They got the old Owyron, but they got like 3 of them. And I got like the new Owyron, and I want to teach it cross defense. And I'm like, yo, let's do the trade, man. I'll trade you one of my old Bunaks for one of your old Owyrons. And then I'll be able to make my... Oh, god damn it, this stupid Jito raid. Leave me alone. I don't want to join the Jito raid. Anyway. I know I'm only showing this text in the background of the characters because, by the way, I was supposed to talk about the characters and I went on my trade tirade. So, I'm going to call this the trade tirade. I'm going to rename this the trade tirade. So, hey, listen. If you like this idea, just email it to KLab. Like, email the stream to KLab, right? Like, maybe don't email them the stream because then they'll see that we know who's coming. And then we're all in trouble. But, let's keep talking about the characters. Yeah, so rerollers could still do it, Wasowski, but they would have to get extraordinarily lucky. Like, you would basically be looking to pull 2 Kens, and then you can trade your Ken to your main, right? But for that, you know, you might as well just try to pull Ken on your main. Hey, Abdullah, do you want me to run a game? Because I don't know that anything's happening. Also, I think I need to turn on the notifications again because I'm not getting the little notifications on the top when games are starting. Anyway, so yeah, Senko Raiju Misaki, real good. Get him. They're giving him a passive that his shot is plus 15%. He's really strong. He's really good. If you get him, be happy. He's really fierce. Let's talk about another character. Let's talk about his raid. Indomitable Spirit. This little Misaki is wonderful. You know that there's very few direct method. I've already suggested it via email, and they were interested. They were like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Well, you know, we can't really say that we'll do it yet, but that's we'll take it under consideration." Like, they sent me a real reply. It wasn't like a canned reply. It was like, "Oh, that actually sounds really interesting. There might be some way to do it." And so maybe I'll send them that method, and maybe them being the money guys, they'll figure it out, right? So, let's talk about Magnificent Interception. Now, you know that Green Misaki comes with Magnificent Interception A, which is a 295 max, but it actually kind of has like a low floor, and it's 40 more expensive. But if you have required stamina, 240. Hey, someone subbed. Thank you, Mike Wasowski, for subbing to the YouTube channel. I appreciate it. I forgot to post the stream link in the over in the Facebook, so I guess I'll do that because I'm an advertiser. I love advertising. So yeah, so talking about, hold on. Wait, I recognize it sound.
Help please.
Deck Doctor, help please. Silver, yes, will do. All right, that puts Silver Dono in sole possession of 3rd place in the whale board. Kisei, you have been punted to 4th. Thank you, Silver Dono. Let's talk about your team in just a second. Let me put a message here that says, hey guys, streaming this morning and talking about the upcoming raids and what I think the next banners will be given. What raids are showing up? And some of the data in the game client. Come check it out. Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. Let's go. Listen, there's no better promotion than self-promotion. All right. So hey, I can't promote in the Facebook. You know I'm gonna promote over in the. Yes, I. Remember to show you Star Trek Timeline's pay system for characters. Sure. All right. I want to make a 2 colors team. Blue-green, right? Okay, so blue-green is... I actually think 2 colors is a very, very smart thing to do for PvP, and so we're going to talk about that. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I'm not streaming anything untoward. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to turn off the right monitor, because we're going to talk about Team Doctor! Team Doctor. Alright, so Silver Dono. Dual color team. Let's go look at that. Alright, so Silver, give me 1 second. I'm gonna load up your picture. If you could please send me what you have on your bench. So we can see what's up. Alright, boom. Oh Jesus. Crap, this is big. Give me 1 second. I gotta fix this. Alright. Boom. Okay, snap. And stretch. Okay. I need to see some of your reserves, Silver, so I know what I'm looking at, really. Okay. Show me some of your reserves. Okay, and you also have a blue and red. Okay, you want me to be really honest with you? Run blue and red. Just don't even think about it. Run blue and red. I'm gonna tell you why you should run blue and red. If you have the Misugi, you can run... right now you can run 30% total buffs if you do that, right? You can run plus 10 blue, plus 10 Tsubasa blue, and plus 10 Misugi red. And that'll make, if you get Salinas, it'll make him better, and it'll make whatever your backup goalkeeper is better. If you run green, you don't have anything that gives plus 10 green yet. And so I know you kind of want to use Hino, and trust me, so do I, but Hino will have his time. Wait for Hino. I'm just gonna look at your other team. I'm gonna show your other team. So you could see why I like this better. Okay, so first off, let's talk about the good parts about this team, because I'm not gonna just talk about your team and then poop on it, right? Alberto, your entire defensive line is broken, by the way. You have the strongest defense in the game right now. Blue has the best defense in the game, by far. But I feel like Matsuyama is kind of like a letdown on this squad. If I was going to run this team, I would run Masao as a starter instead, because Masao has better stuff. Don't get me wrong, I think this Matsuyama is not that bad, but so you know how I feel about this Matsuyama. I feel like the red farmable Matsuyama has higher ceiling than this guy, right? And I gotta make a new little... hold on. A new little arrow. Hold on, I gotta rename this to my little arrow. Right? So let's talk about that. Whoop. Hello? Oh, it's really small, man. DF Matsu's not bad, man. It's just not... You could just do better, I feel. Right? Like, okay, so there you go. That's better. So let's talk about this Matsu. Dreamfest Matsu is not bad, specifically. But... Masao is so much better as a player, right? Like... He does have more utility than either of the Tachibana twins. But the Tachibana twin in this case kind of chokes the midfield a bunch. And so And so with how strong Skylab Interception is as a skill, you kind of just ram into them, right? You just use it for everything. And they have to basically shoot, because if they dribble, they're probably going to lose. So just keep doing that. This is good. This is the main reason why you would want to do that, right? Because you want access to green Misaki. And green Misaki is really strong. But I'm going to start, you know what it is? I'm going to start talking instead about why I think you should run red-blue. So I like this, don't get me wrong. I like the 4 players you have for green. But I feel that this Pierre, while he's a really good tackler, you would rather run a Dreamfest character in his position. And Diaz is a Dreamfest character. And you would upgrade with 2 Dreamfest characters all over the place. And so let's talk, yeah, if you had Samurai Hyuga, this would be better. Because you could put Samurai Hyuga on the bench instead of like Kluivoort, and you would feel more secure, right? You could swap in better players, I feel, in my opinion, for this. And so I'm going to talk about your other team that you had, because I feel that it is more interesting. And we're gonna talk about why I feel it's more interesting. And I feel like a lot of what it does is really clever. So let's talk about this. First off, you're going to get plus 10 blue, plus 10 blue, plus 10 red right here. Okay, and that lets you run this guy here, who is a better overall player altogether. I think. Now your bench, you're loaded on characters, so I just saw your bench, and there's not really. Boy, I see Pepe and Leo in here, man. Like, I'm so sorry that you had to get those characters. But again, like, I know you're trying to run Kluivoort. On your bench, I would run Natureza. Pascal is very good here because of Diaz. You don't need Ishizaki, and I know that's silly. You know, you're gonna be like, ah, but you said he's really good, and I'm like, well, you have the 4 best blue defenders in the game, and so it's better to just run a better, like a more flexible defender, I guess, than Ishizaki. I would consider, if you were gonna want to run a red defender, if he's gonna be a sub, I would put in instead, I mean, that Ishizaki's not bad, but maybe I would consider running a Soda. If you have the green Soda. Oh, but he's green, never mind. Oh man, I don't know what else you could put. I feel like you won't replace these 4 defenders no matter what happens. I almost feel like you should leave these defenders as is, and if one of your defenders gets really tired, you can move Kaltz back, and you can switch in Misugi, right? You could just go boop, and then boop, and then that's kind of like your play, because Kaltz is super strong. Dandy block is an option, because he could block. But if you have Red Akai, I would rather use Red Akai. But I don't see Red Akai anywhere on your bench, on your reserves. So, you know, you would be a primary candidate for my trading option, because I have an extra Red Akai, and I would love to get some of your dupes here that I'm seeing. Like, there's characters here that you have duplicates of that I would like to have. And so I would be able to give you Red Akai for them. But maybe I would want like a goalkeeper, and I don't know that you have dupe goalkeepers. You know what I'm saying? So Vulcan's really strong, but I hope you have the A version high enough level. If you have the A version of Vulcan, the Vulcan cannon, then I would teach A Vulcan cannon to Vulcan, because you can just max him up really high. Oh, that's right, you do have Blue Akai, so you can't run Red Akai no matter what. So maybe it's fine that you have this Ishizaki. But I would put Natureza here, and I'm going to keep telling you to put Natureza here, especially since very soon we're going to get a 1-2 for Natureza with Tsubasa, and that'll be better, right? You'll be able to replace Misaki when Misaki's tired, and when Senko Raiju, when Flash Raiju shot Misaki comes, I might replace this guy. Even though he has Foreigner Killer, only 2 goalkeepers that are good are foreigners right now, and we only have one of them, and it's Salinas. And most people, I feel, are going to have Ken and Genzo at the higher levels. And so maybe Senko Raiju shot is better here altogether. But that's coming in the next banner. I would suggest that if you do get him, you drop him in right here, and that you pull in Raiju as one of your backups. Because Raiju shot is so strong that even if you can't, even with just 1 red buff, it's worth the price of admission. Or you get one of the blue Raijus that are, one of the blue Hyugas that are coming, and you teach him Raiju shot. There's just a bunch of things you could do there, right? But Raiju shot, red Raiju shot Hyuga is not bad. So I feel like your team is fine. It just needs like a little bit of tweaking. I love this Vulcan so much, and I love that you have Pascal, who's actually decent if you manage to get his skill up a little bit. Either the regular A skill or the EXA skill. He's really scary, and he has actually really decent shooting. So I like this. I like this a lot. There's a lot of synergy, and this is a good idea for a two-color team. Because you could crush a green goalkeeper, and you can crush green midfield a little bit, even though they'll have really high stats. And right now, green is not strong enough if you don't have Hyuga to run, and so I feel this is better. Silver, you can put IAS Hyuga in there and teach him Raiju because he gets the junior youth buff. Maybe, but I don't think that's a good idea. I feel like IAS is not that good. Okay, so Silver Dono has Argentinian Duo maxed. I don't know how he maxed that. And he has A80 EX shot Argentina combination shot, so it's a 350 shot. And you have your overhead kick. So yeah, you're in good shape. Just max out his fainting dribble so that you have another way of moving forward. And always rely on Argentina combination shot EX, because I feel like he's super strong. What's the point of Misaki here? Blue PR isn't better? Misaki is... Because Misaki is red, so Blue PR would be okay, maybe, but Blue PR cannot do any combination with anybody else. And you can teach red Misaki Golden Duo, and you can teach blue Tsubasa Golden Duo. And so they both have Golden Duo. You can teach him S Golden Duo, and you can teach him C Golden Duo or S Golden Duo, or both. Mine has both. And because you can also teach him international dribble, he's really strong. And then there's going to be a pass raid for him eventually. Also, he's going to get a pass raid. And so he's actually a very flexible little character. Obviously, Senko... Oh, no, Abdullah. People took my spot. Shit. I should host, I guess. Alright, so I'm gonna host next. Anyway. So, yeah, I would prefer Pascal over Vulcan because of the 10% arc buff. I mean, maybe, but Vulcan, can you show me your Vulcan skills, please, Silverdono? Show me what your Vulcan has before I tell you which one to run. Because Pascal might be more flexible here because of the 1-2. And so it might make your team more offensively potent to be able to have Pascal bring his own ball up and shoot. And then use Vulcan as your second half shooter once you've exhausted Pascal. And then Vulcan's just a cannonball, right? Like Vulcan just comes in to wreck shit. So if you could show me your your Vulcan skills, I'll be able to make a better judgment as to which one you should start and which one should be on your bench. But don't get me wrong, I really like this one. Okay. 33 Vulcan cannon. Wait, is this fucking Jito again? It's Jito. God damn it. Okay. So I actually thought you would have it higher. With 6,500, can you do me a favor? Can you put Pascal in for Vulcan and then show me his stats again? Because I want to see the calculated stats. Now, don't get me wrong. Vulcan is a monster. Vulcan has 13k base shot right now. And on top of that, you're multiplying by 2.4. So it's still pretty good. But I feel like just blow through your Pascal stamina first. Because he has a 1-2. And you have it maxed at 315. I actually don't know how you did that. Which Pascal comes with Argentinian Duo? Or did you just feed him SR balls? I actually have no idea how you got Argentinian Duo that high. Yeah, see, so he comes with like 11k base shot, this Pascal, if you put him in. But he has a much stronger shot, so you're multiplying that by 3.5. So let's talk about real quick. So the event let you do 1-2 also? I didn't know that. I legit did not know. So let's talk about some of these numbers, okay? Let's Let's talk about some of these numbers real quick. Let's talk about why Pascal might be a better fit, okay? I'm going to look at both of your characters right now, and we're going to calculate. So, your Vulcan has... Duo was secondary. Oh, the event had both shot at EX and Duo. Yeah, but how the hell did you get so many of that Pascal? Oh, you know what happened? That was a time where I kind of took a break. Where I was taking a break from the game. I was playing PUBG again. Anyway, so let's talk about this Pascal real fast. So Vulcan has 8212 plus that power, right? 13, right? So that's his actual power. Okay. So that's his power, and then you multiply that by his shot power right now, which is Vulcan Cannon, right? So that's pretty good. Alright, so let's go back a little bit, and then now let's check his header. That's also pretty good, right? But primarily, you should always rely on the fact that you're shooting off the ground. So he can do a 31k shot. Okay. Now, you do have Argentina combination EX shot maxed out at 350. So let's look at Pascal. Pascal is not quite so strong, right? He's a little lower. However, you multiply his shot by a lot more. And so suddenly, you're stronger with this guy, right? That's really good. And also you have a volley, and I believe he's good or very good at low balls. So this is no joke, man. Like, this is pretty fierce. Obviously, since you have this much, let's look at your passing ability, right? If you have Argentinian Duo, then you're almost at like some cancer levels of 1-2. So that's pretty good. And even with the overhead kick, like, it's pretty strong because you have a 2.3 overhead kick. So, dude, like, I think I would start... Yeah, he learns C overhead kick, but he also learns a B overhead kick. So, with your C dribble and your A1-2 and your different ways of shooting, I think Pascal, in your specific team that you're trying to build with also Diaz on it, it is a better idea. So I would just straight up add Diaz, dude. Just add Diaz. I mean, add Pascal because you have Diaz, right? Oh yeah, apparently Pascal gets 10% attack buff from the EX formation also. So that's pretty good. Wakashimazu is a good counter to red, but that's why you have blue. And also, Salinas also exists, dude. Like, you're gonna find all three keepers now. And you don't really have Hyuga. So, I wouldn't really worry about it. I'd just play Pascal. I know that it's a little weaker to Wakashimazu, but Genzo is also everywhere. So, I mean, really, it's up to you. But I feel like it's a better call. I feel I would rather use Pascal. If this was my team, I would rather use Pascal. If I had Red Diaz, my team would be using Pascal and Diaz. Even though I did not get to farm his skill, I would still use him. So that's it for that. Team Doctor. We're gonna go back to over here. Because I was in the middle of doing stuff. So, again, let's go back to Magnificent Interception Misaki, where I left off. Remember that Senko Raiju Misaki is coming, right? Flash Raiju Shot S. And this is the raid that he comes with. And so you're going to be able to teach that Misaki a B pass cut. This guy comes with an A dribble and an A volley. His volley is whatever. Obviously, he has good, very good low ball, so if you want to keep it. But I feel like he's more useful keeping him with a dribble, giving him a 1-2, giving him the pass cut. Okay? And obviously, there'll be a... He gets, at some point, a pass. I don't remember where this farmable pass eventually arrives, but that's a thing that'll happen. And so, oh, we've listened to this song already. This happens a lot. So we're gonna skip a song there. So yeah, so the cool thing about this pass cut is because you could teach it to 2 people. You can use this to level up Pierre's pass cut because Pierre has a version that's an SR that comes out of the gacha right here that learns this pass cut. So you could teach this pass cut to any version of Pierre that you have. That's pretty good. And also, obviously, you can teach it to Misaki. And so, that is what it is. If you do get Dreamfest Pierre, then you can run him with a 10%, but I wouldn't run Green-Blue with only 7%. And if you had Hyuga, then I would definitely run it, because Hyuga is almost entirely the reason Green-Blue can work right now, because also you get the stamina. So, this Misaki, really strong. The raid, really good. So, let me see. These are the World Youth players. These are the Defender raids. So, let's talk then about the banner that comes right before this one. I think also the Valentine's banner is coming because the Valentine's players are in. So, I'm going to talk about them in a second too. Actually, this is the Valentine's Misugi. Shit. Where's the Misugi that comes with this banner normally? This is the one we have now. Yep. Do I remember the players in the next banner wrong? It's Misaki, Tsubasa, the World Youth banner. Oh, isn't it Matsuyama? I could be wrong. Alright, so I guess I'll also talk about the Valentine's players because the Valentine's players all seem to be here. So I'm gonna add them. Let's sort them by total because it gives me the right one. Is this Cutie? Is this Cutie Hyuga? That's Cutie Hyuga. So Cutie Hyuga is right there. So we gotta add Storm Braving Tiger, and then I think it's who's the last of the handsome characters? It's Chester, right? Chester is the last of the handsome characters. Who is? Where are you? Matsuyama, are you the character I'm looking for? I don't remember. Japan's Heart. There you go. Is it this guy? There you go. This angry Matsuyama. Okay, so Japan's Heart. And then we need to go find Chester real quick. Because I feel like it's going to be 4 banners, by the way. Alright, someone's not coming. Is it this guy? Yep, there you go. So now we have... We're going to sort these guys. So we go through them in order of how I think they're going to arrive. Alright. So let's talk about the World Youth banner. The World Youth banner is a banner with interesting versions of characters that you have already experienced a number of times before. There's no new players. This is not like a new introduction to players. This is what I call a support banner. A support banner to me is a banner where obviously the characters already exist, and the characters are weird, and so they're better like to pass skills around. Even though the players are very good for gacha players, they're primarily like their stats are in places that you wouldn't normally expect them, and so it depends on how you want to use them. They have their uses, but sometimes I feel like they're better as fodder for skills for other players. So we're gonna talk about them. Golden Dream, Tsubasa Ozora, really, really strong tackler. He is a 6,000 tackler with 5,800 speed. He is a attacking midfielder with a tackle, and this is actually the most defensive game maker Tsubasa in the game right now. He has a tackle, an intercept, and a pass. With that, you can also give him a dribble. You could also obviously teach him one of the many dribbles in the game. You can give him a South American dribble, which is easy to pass. You can give him a Santana turn, which is farmable. And so you will wind up with a character who is pretty decent at a lot of things, but his primary goal is to tackle people out of their ball. And he does have a team skill, which is plus 5% to toughness. So if you didn't get maybe a plus 5 or a bunch of team skills that give plus stats, he does have it, but he has Warrior's Awakening and not the Samurai version. And the Samurai version is unique to the Samurais in the Global Edition, which is very strange. But those are the Samurai versions in Global are also add stamina, and these Warrior's Awakenings do not. So the emergence skills are better, but these are still great. It's all stats except stamina. It should say. And so again, Aurora Curtain, Swift Interception, Drive Pass. Aurora Curtain is probably one of the better tackles in the game. It's pretty expensive, but boy does it work. And the foul rate's not too bad for a tackle. Swift Interception, you can farm this right now by doing Nita. So I would consider doing that. Just farm Nita up a lot. You'll have it. And Drive Pass A, you know, no slouch. Good pass. You can give him Drive Pass C instead if you want to max that out. But some people will do it simply because it's so much cheaper. And obviously you could teach him stuff like V3 Intercept from the Pei Tsubasa. There's other stuff you can give him if you want. Golden Trio if you're going to run Aoi, etc, etc. Tsubasa is not lacking in skill support. Tsubasa has the most skill support in the game probably. It's crazy. He's got skills for days. And they're almost all A or better. He only has 3 B skills and 3 C skills. Like, holy shit, Tsubasa, calm down. Can we stop releasing Tsubasas? It's a kielbasa sausage party. Taro Misaki. Taro Misaki, this is All Japan's Chance Maker. This is one of the more interesting Misakis because he's blue and he's more cancerous. He has such a pass stat and he's not even bad at dribbling, so you don't feel bad giving him the dribble. He is much stronger in my opinion than Golden Duo Misaki until they release the passive for Golden Duo Misaki. And also he comes with an S-Pass built right in. And it's cheap for what it is. It's so strong for what you get. And again, another character with Swift Interception A. You can teach them this. I would not. I would teach him max Magnificent Interception when it arrives. Even though it's 235. You don't want to... You're not really going to max this unless you can max it right now. But you kind of want to save some of, like, maybe 40 stamina. He doesn't have a lot of stamina. He's a 906 stamina character. Obviously, you can teach him a bunch of stuff. Misaki, again, another character with a ton of skill support. But I feel like he's a little more limited. I feel like Tsubasa runs the whole like rainbow of skills that you can give him. The gamut of skills. But there's nothing really bad about him. He buffs blue players plus 5%. And he is a passer through and through with decent intercept, okay tackle, great technique, again, good at the low ball, and very good at passing. So he's an option, right? Evolves normally. I don't know why I showed that. But this guy is probably one of the prizes. I feel like this is the guy that everyone's going to want because a lot of people are going to have blue Tsubasa and they want to be able to Golden Duo, and so this guy is going to let them do that. Especially if you have spare Golden Duos. Matsuyama, Japan's Heart. This guy is a toughness player. He is a defensive midfielder. Good stamina. But he's like the weak character from the 3. He's really low in stats. And he doesn't do anything. The main reason you want this guy, besides the fact that he has a red plus 5, is he's a source of Eagle Shot, which is a shot that does not have any distance decay. I don't know what else to say about that. It's just Eagle Shot. If you're the kind of person that really wants to use Eagle Shot, then by all means, it's right there. That's how you get Eagle Shot S. You know, I don't know what else to say about this character. His stats are very mediocre. He's like a Gen 1 character. He's like a first few banners character. You get him because you want this, you know? And if you get him and he's the only SSR you got, well, sorry. He's like, his stats are on some Takeshi slash... He's actually probably less useful than Urabe. Urabe from this banner is more useful. Yeah, you can give Samurai Matsuyama S Eagle Shot, I guess. Actually, that's not a terrible idea. If you can max this out on Samurai Matsuyama, that gets 50% boost to everything he does. They're not so far off in shot. And plus the buffs. Yeah, I mean, listen. If you're the kind of crazy person to give a S shot from a SSR that's a real SSR to a free character, even if it's the Samurai Matsuyama, then yeah, I mean, go for it. Go for it. Live your dreams, dude. Don't let your dreams stay dreams. But I'm not doing it. I hope I don't pull this guy. I'm going to pull him because, of course, I said I don't want him. That means it's going to come out. Now, let's talk about Aoi. Attacking and defensive midfielder Aoi. This is probably the best version of Aoi that's going to come out for a while. He is a green player with really decent stats. And he's a shooting Aoi with decent dribbling and passing. Again, he's not a defensive character and he's balanced everywhere else. So he does everything kind of okay. But he's actually pretty good at shooting. And this is the first time we have a decent shooter Aoi. But he's got this skill called Nutmeg Shot, which unfortunately is a little bit on the weaker side. But it does come with a tackle and a dribble. This is the A version of the tackle that we are farming right now. So if you get this guy and you missed on the red Aoi defender, this is the tackle that red Aoi has. So if you got a lot of the copies of the green Aoi just in case, then yeah, you'll be able to level up bob and weave defense pretty well. Eruption of Mount Fuji is kind of a funny looking dribble because Aoi is an idiot, and so he does, all his skills are like really derpy looking. All of his skills are really derpy looking. Every time he does a skill, like Eruption of Mount Fuji, is that when people surround him, he like leans over the ball and then he throws his arms up really high and he goes, Eruption of Mount Fuji! And he's kicked the ball while he's doing this, but no one paid any attention. And everyone's looking at him like, what's wrong with you? And then he just runs to the other side and he takes the ball. Like, Aoi is super silly. Nutmeg Shot is literally what it sounds like. He shoots between the goalkeeper's legs and it has a unique animation. So, if you go look online, there's a video by Tarovat of him shooting this Nutmeg Shot. And it's really, really funny. You should see it. Obviously, you could teach him a bunch of other stuff. You could teach him the juggling dribble from the other S Aoi if you want, the other green Aoi. It's not a 1-2 because with himself, Wasowski. It's his dribble. He's doing it by himself. He has no help. And he obviously, there's ways to teach him triangular long pass with Tsubasa, so I would consider that. But because he's in skill and the only really good green Tsubasa right now is like... what the fuck is Jito doing shooting? Stop this. Anyways. Yeah, he's pretty decent. He's pretty decent. Good night, Gale. So, Shingo, let's talk about the new Owiren. Let me take a sip first, because I've been talking a lot. I need a drink. By the way, I'm not winning my raid game, which is why I keep restarting it. So I'm sorry to my club. I'll get back to you. Anyway. So this game is unnecessarily hard right now. Wow, I'm gonna have to manual play this. Anyways, sorry. I had to let my club know that I'm having some issues with the autoplay. It means I'm getting destroyed, by the way. Anyway, let's talk about Owyron. Owyron is a blue character. 947. He's a 47k defender because, as you all well know, there wasn't enough good blue defenders. So they released this guy. Comes with all blue +5. He kills toughness, pretty nice. But he comes with a sliding block S. It kind of sucks that his block is sliding block, because sliding block is a weaker block type. And so that's just kind of disappointing, you know? Oh, come on, Schneider. Yes, alright, cool. So yeah, sliding block is not a good block, and precise pass is okay. The good thing is that he's still okay at tackling, so you can pass him the tackle from the previous version and feel comfortable doing so. He has decent power and decent block, but his block skill is not great. You're gonna have to level it up. It's unfortunate, right? He does have a A pass, which bolsters the fact he doesn't have a lot of pass. And obviously, since his defensive stats are all pretty decent, you can teach him the intercept, the calculated interception. He'll be pretty great. I feel like he is a very... This Defender's Gacha banner is good for people who could not find anything from the from like the Dream Collections and stuff. Like he's a good character for now. So, Sing Persert Bunak Muay Thai Fight. This is the third character from the what I call the Defenders banner, International Defenders, or the Asian Defenders. He is a skill type of Muay Thai of Bunak, and he is a tackler primarily. And boy, do I mean it, he is a very good tackler who could still block, right? He still has almost 6,000 block and 6,400 power. So you teach this guy Muay Thai block from the red version, and you have a versatile middle defender. And also, he has one of the best passives in the game. This is the passive that came on Misugi. We got the passive first on Misugi, but in Japan, this passive first appeared on this Bunak. And this Bunak kind of scared the crap out of everyone that was playing at the time, because this skill is so strong. So if you use like Muay Thai block on this guy, he can't get blown away, and so he has to touch the ball no matter what. And with this much stat, he's gonna reduce the power of any shot that hits him by a lot. And it's just so good. Even though Muay Thai block is expensive, right? Now so Silver Dono says he does need a pass though. Well, look right here, which by the way is one of the banners that are coming. One of the raids that are coming is Strong Pass C for Bunak, and his passing stat is bad but not abysmal. I mean, it's like lower end, the bottom tier of gacha stats. And so he'll be able to use Strong Pass to like get himself out of a bad situation against a forward. You can like force an engagement with a forward that doesn't have a good tackle and Strong Pass away. If not, you're gonna have to white pass to a better player as soon as possible. But he will have access to Strong Pass. It's the pass that Xiao has. Yes, correct. So Shoshunko learns a pass that you could have farmed in the Ishizaki event. And if you were smart, you farmed like 7 of them. And I have 7 of them. And so I'm going to be able to max this pass out immediately the moment this raid shows up. So I won't have to farm it. And that'll save me a ton of time. So you'll be able to have... He also comes with Forcible Interception A, which is pretty nice. So he'll be pretty complete. He'll have a tackle, a pass cut, a block. And you'll be able to give him a dribble and a pass. So he's actually pretty great. And on a green team, he's almost required. Because there's not that many amazing green defenders yet. Except like Soda, who just came out. And eventually like Pierre, right? But he really does fit very well in a green team. And as a defensive player, if you're rainbowing, I mean, he's still good. Let's talk now about the Valentine's banner. Which, by the way, I really hope they don't merge Valentine's event also into this next one. Because, man, ain't nobody got time for that. That's too much. Shit. Okay. Alright, so Kojiro Hyuga. This is the first of the agility Kojiros that we're gonna get. And one of them is a pay to play. And this is almost an identical character to the paid Hyuga. So if you get this one, you won't have to buy Nankatsu Hyuga. But if you can't get this guy, Nankatsu Hyuga is probably an easy way to simply add a blue Hyuga to your team. And blue does need a couple of better strikers other than Schneider and like Rivaul. And so here's the solution to that. 7200 shot, 6700 power, regular gacha stats everywhere else. Kind of strong, stronger overall than Raiju. And in a color that's more useful, possibly, than Raiju in general. And he comes with an interesting passive. This guy's passive kind of sucks. He just beats Tsubasa. You're not going to run into Tsubasa as a forward. Calm down. If you do, congratulations. He doesn't have a good team skill. This is a blue Hyuga, dude. It is a blue Hyuga. Blue. Blue, blue, blue. This is blue Hyuga. Green Hyuga is Samurai Hyuga. And I think he's the only green Hyuga you can get for now. I think they're coming out with a green Hyuga later. I could be wrong. But this is a blue Hyuga. All the Hyugas that they've released since Samurai Hyuga have suspiciously the same stats. But no, there's two blue Hyugas. This is the Valentine's blue Hyuga. We're gonna wait a little bit. And then, so, this guy's pretty strong, right? Comes with Tiger Shot, whack. You're gonna have to give him like Raiju or Neo Tiger. Which is better of the two? They're the same. But the difference is that the Nankatsu Hyuga comes with combination overhead kick, which is a little weaker but a little cheaper, and it uses him and Tsubasa. However, his passive is like plus 30% to all high ball shots. And so if you set him up, he crushes. This passive is kind of whack. You're using him because he's blue and he's a Hyuga, and you didn't have to pay for him other than whatever you pulled. So it comes down to kind of what you need, right? Frankly, this guy is just... You want this Hyuga because he's Handsome Hyuga. He comes in the Valentine's pack, so he's Handsome Hyuga. That's what they call him. There you go. 7200 shot. That's why you want this guy. And 6700 power. It's really the only reason, right? All the other Hyugas mysteriously similar to this. Nankatsu Hyuga is better overall, but if you get this guy randomly pulling one Dream Ball at a time, don't be mad. You didn't do poorly for yourself. Let's talk about Jun Misugi, Diamond Ace. This is, like all Misugis, he has low stamina. He is the Valentine's Misugi. He comes with the World Youth outfit because he's a World Youth player. He is a Volante, a defensive midfielder. He's a passer. He's a weird little unit. Very weird little unit. Passing Misugi. Usually Misaki's job. He has high technique, high pass, decent pass cut. That's really all he's for. He's a defensive midfielder who circulates the ball. He can advance the ball a little bit because he has decent dribble. He comes in skill, so he fits in a green team that maybe you might be running two defensive midfielders. But I feel like he's not a starter for the most part on most green teams that are already pretty set up. He is okay if you don't have anything better. Right? But other than that, this is what it is. Hold on. Blue Hyuga is always good. It's a Hyuga in blue. Like, yes, he's good. Any Hyuga is decent, frankly. Hyuga is always decent. Even the one that you can get for league coins, actually for online coins, is pretty alright if you have abysmal luck pulling. For a long time, I was going to grab him because he has actually really decent shot for a free character. But I ended up not getting him because I found a Raiju. So I didn't need him anymore. So, let's see. It always comes out this way where I'm hosting and no one joins. So, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot. Let's talk about his skills real quick. Swift interception again. You're going to see this a lot on World Youth players, I've noticed. Well, there it is. Team play tackle. He does get the team play tackle, and he gets a pretty decent version of it. It's pretty strong for an A skill. It's not as strong as an A skill could be. You might want to give him like the C version. Maybe pass him an S version if you really want to, but I don't know how to do it. He has a really decent passive. I actually really like this passive in general. I think this is one of the better passes in the game. Anytime you can make a player spend more stamina just to interact with you, that's pretty good. And then drive pass S, right? It's really good. By default, it's going to come out with really high force for the stamina cost. The problem with him is that he's very weak in stamina because obviously Misugi. So, but he does have a lot of skill support because he is Misugi. Misugi is one of the popular players. And so you can give him all sorts of stuff. And so there's that Misugi, and let's talk finally about Chester. Now, this is the Chester that people want if they pulled the first Chester, right? The Dream Collection Chester. He is pass-cutting Chester. This is the Chester that you want to give utility to yours. Don't get me wrong, he's not bad by himself. He's an attacking midfielder. He has okay offensive stats. Whatever defensive stats, but really good pass cut. And so you can give him a bunch of stuff. Should I give Samurai Misugi block or shot? Nah, not really. Oh. Is this second half? What just happened? My team got scored on. How'd you get scored on by Sano? What kind of a scrub do you have to be for Sano to score on you? Genzo, I thought we was boys, man. Alright, good job. We scored. No need for shot for the DMF. You don't have a spare block, don't. Yeah, I agree with that. You don't really need to teach him a block anyway because he's not really a blocker. He's never going to really get a chance to use it. Teach him other stuff like tackles and stuff. Obviously, here's an interesting skill. He gets like Ishizaki's skill but worse. He gets the weaker version of Ishizaki's skill, which is Precise Insight, in case you wanted to run this for some reason. And he gets Stamina Killer, again, one of my favorite passives. And he gets S Magnificent Interception. I think this is worth teaching to Dream Collection Chester. Believe it or not. I would rather teach him the Dream Collection Chester, and then I would use one of the cards that pulls out stats, right? That pulls out skills, and I would pull out the dribble and also give it to Chester, because you make a very complete Chester if you do that, especially if you're running a bunch of German players. If you do that, you have a Chester with an A pass, an S intercept, an A dribble, a shot with Margus, and basically a 1-2 with all of Germany. And I think you don't have to run. I mean, I think you can run all red Germans because there's now a red Schneider in Japan. So it's totally doable. You can do this. It's super silly. It's derpy as shit. But it's doable, right? I don't know if the red Schneider is very good. I haven't actually looked at his stats. But it's something you can do. And I think that's all the players, man. That's all. Everyone I think is coming in the banner. Everyone I think is coming in the banner. It's all about the cool points. Screw stats. I don't know. I don't think the other Chester is the right color anyway, and I do think that there's a Margus coming that's really good. That is the right color so that you could build what I was just talking about. Hey, my logo is missing. Why is my logo missing? Logo, come back. Yeah, I want to get Blue Misaki also. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for all the things that are coming. There are more raids coming, I do believe, but they're not. We don't see the information for them. I could talk about a little bit about the players that might come for the tickets. But I need to see if they're visible. I know Vulcan is already. We have the data for Vulcan, but I don't know who else was in that event that might be coming up. What other players are coming? Character. Let's see. Midfield Dynamo. These are all the ones that are already released. I don't think Natureza is gonna be here yet. Yeah, I don't see the Natureza raid yet, so I don't think Natureza is next. I think that that's gonna be Vulcan. I don't know who else was a plus was a event character. If anyone knows, if anyone played Japan, I know we have this Aoi. I know there's Hinos that are coming. Yeah, okay. So let's talk about the Hinos that are coming real fast. That will probably be available in the next event as bronze and silver tickets. Let's do that. I think that's worth talking about. Let's talk about these two guys. So, we have a version of Hino that's coming, that should be coming in the April premiere event. And the special thing about this Hino is that he learns... What? Alright. So, the stats, nothing to write home about. Is a decent gacha, decent free-to-play shooting, whatever. But, jumping tornado shot. You're going to be able to pull for this one. Right? You're going to be able to pull maybe gold tickets or bronze tickets or whichever tickets for this guy. And it is a 325 stamina, 330 power air shot, which might be a little stronger than your double speed, double spin tornado shot on the ground. And you can farm it easily and you can give it to him maxed out. I would recommend you farm the crap out of this. There's no reason not to. Just go super ham. Don't evolve him. Don't do this to yourself. Just get it, okay? So that's why. You'll be able to teach this Hino jumping tornado shot. Your Dreamfest Hino. And what else? Uruguay's Ace Striker, SR version. This is probably going to be the cheapy version that's going to be available. And you know what he gets? Sea Dragon Pass. He gets a 2x power pass. And he already had decent pass. And now, you're thinking, what am I going to do with high knee dribble? Well, first off, the actual optimal way of running Hino is, and I will tell you right now, let's show you what the optimal way of running Hino is, okay? Gotta maximize the text a little bit. This is how you should be running Hina. Hold on. Whoa. Whoa. Turn the shot. Then you're gonna go like this. This is probably the best kit you could put on Hina. Right here. Power charge as a tackle. Jumping tornado shot as a secondary shot. South American dribble as your dribble because it is easier to max and has a lower foul rate. In fact, it doesn't have a foul rate. Meanwhile, now you're saying no interception? Yeah, no one in Japan puts interception on Hino unless they couldn't farm anything else. In fact, I would use the A forcible interception Hinos that you get to level up other people's A forcible interceptions as you get them. It is not more important than power charge. The reason why it is better to have power charge is because power charge has a higher cap, and Hino himself, I believe, is a much better tackler than he is a pass cutter. Hino's a stronger at tackling. And then you're saying, oh, but what about this? Well, this is still higher. And so you have a higher cap on power charge, which means that you're better off charging even if you think a defender is going to try to kick a pass. It's not. He really isn't. Like, it's not. This is not enough to catch up to this. Because remember, this is half. Power charge has skill ups even now in global. There is an SR guy that you can use to power up power charge. Right? So it's easy to level up power charge. It's easier to go for the skill that's faster to level up, even though you think, oh, well, forcible interception. Well, there's a lot of people who have forcible interception that you'd rather have it on. Defenders, for instance, learn forcible interception, like Punak. You'd rather have him with a better forcible interception. You'd rather have Jito with a better forcible interception, etc., etc., and so on. You don't want to give it to Hino because even though Hino can use it, most certainly, defenders are better tackled than they are pass cut. Almost always. It's better to go for a tackle against a defender. And against an attacking midfielder that's really good, you're not going to cut the pass anyway. And so it is better to cover the possibility of them dribbling than it is to try to cut their pass. If you're going to try to cut their pass, just use a white pass cut. And then you just use a white pass cut just to get the power, the full power soccer buff. But you're better off tackling if you think they might dribble to conserve stamina instead of 1-2, for example. It's just a better strategy all around. Dragon Tiger shot sucks. Can't even pass it. And then Dragon Shot B, it's just, you just don't even bother. B Dragon Shot is not even like a big deal. Like, I farmed it thinking, oh man, when I get Hino, and then I looked at all the skills he learns, it's like, why would I give him that? There's no point, right? Like, I felt betrayed. I didn't know he was gonna get a ridiculous A overhead kick, basically. Like a high shot. And so I was just like, man, whatever. So these are probably the two like quick farmable, easily farmable units that you're gonna get, and these are the best ones. Oh, not Tornado Striker, but Ace Striker and Tornado Bomber are probably the two characters you want to get a lot of to make Hino really, really, really strong. And who else? Who else is coming? That's an event character. Vulcan. Let's go look at the Vulcans, because the Vulcans are kind of different, I noticed. They're not just simple. So let's look at the event Vulcans. We got two little event Vulcans here. Right? And they're kind of weird. Right? Here we have Genie's Revelation, who's agility, and Genie's Wish, which is skill. Now, Genie's Wish is the... I don't know which one of these is the great one. I think this is the great one. And this is... why I think he's the great one is because he comes with an S shot. And it's cheap. So if you got Dream Collection... If you got Dream Collection Vulcan, this guy's pretty good. He has a decent little skill too, right? Which is forwards attack plus 10%. That's not too bad. It's not, I mean, this guy sucks, right? It's the same thing, but forwards attack plus 5. But he gets forwards attack plus 10. That's hilarious. You're not really going to use it, but if you're free and you don't have anything better, I mean, yeah, whatever. But it's a 380 stamina, 415 cap with a blow-off. Is that great? No, it's not going to come very strong. And leveling it up is going to be a pain in the ass. I don't know how you'd be able to level it up. But it's pretty decent, you know? It's a decent, like, S-shot to have because it's so strong for the cost. That you can give it to him in case you didn't get a lot of A Vulcan cannons for some reason. But also, the interesting one is the one you get for free. And it's because you could still teach it to Dream Collection Vulcan. And that is because... And by the way, just by himself, he's already a decent blocker. This is actually kind of a usable, shitty unit. Because he has almost 6,000 block plus 2,500. So there's like a 7,500 base blocker. Which is not the absolute... I mean, 8,500 base blocker, which is not the worst I've heard of. But he gets an EX block. And so you can pass this very safely to your defender. I mean, to your Dream Collection Vulcan. And sometimes, if you're feeling real saucy and you run at their defenders, you can genie block at them. And sometimes just take the ball. Right? Because Dream Collection... look at the Dream Collection block. So you see what I mean. This dude has got 6,400 block and 7,400 power. So you can sometimes bully defenders just by EX blocking them in the face. Take the ball. It'll sometimes cut passes. And you just walk up and you just Vulcan Cannon or Genie's left foot it. You know, like, it's really silly. This character is really strong, man. Dream Collection Vulcan's funny. So Silver Dono. That's why you should look forward a lot to the next event. Because if you can get this Vulcan, if you can get the... Even if you only get the Genie block, that's pretty good. Marco Gerax. I got a Kai. What do you think about a Kai? Well, which a Kai in particular? Kise, when I say bully them, I do mean that you have stats that are so high that they beat skills they're not supposed to. So it's basically, you bully them. You bully them with skills. Marco, which Akai? Do you think you're talking about which one? Dream Collection Akai. Oh man, Dream Collection Akai. Now I pulled Soda, but I'm gonna talk about Dream Collection Akai because he's pretty good. Let's talk about Scarred Fighter. Offensively, nothing to write home about, but finally there's a version of Akai with pass that wouldn't embarrass his mother when he went back home. You know? Like, he has a reasonable amount of passing. But 8,000 tackling, 6,200 pass cut. That's really good. And almost 6,000 block. Like, he's not bad in any of the areas that he's in. But really, he's mostly a tackler, and he's very fast. He chases people down real hard when he's trying to tackle them. And also kills attacking midfielders. So he has a good set of skills to take advantage of that, and you can teach him shoulder block B. And so, you know, max 250 skill for a block that you can farm, that's really intense. So I think overall, Dream Collection Akai is probably one of the best defensive midfielders slash defenders in the game. And it's even better that he's both, right? So I have no real complaints about this character, frankly. I would just use him if you get him, obviously. And he is blue, so he fits really well into really, really ridiculous teams. You know, like this one that Silver Dono submitted earlier. Like, this team is just obnoxious. Star Pascal put in Vulcan later. Like, this team is just gloriously stupid. Like, I hope one day Silver Dono gets really tired of this game and just gives me his account. Because I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna build so many teams. I'm just gonna make a video every day about a different team that I tried. Do you prefer B60 block on this Akai or S1 block from the Samurai Akai? Dude, Puria, I would do the B60 block, if only because maybe you should just hang on to your dupes if you don't really have to get rid of them. You know, just do it. Marco Herrax, I don't know if I should pull again from the Dream from Alberto or Vulcan, or just pass and finish the stage for Samurai. Marco, I feel like later on, the Samurais probably won't come back for the foreseeable future. Maybe they do for the World Cup, but we don't have a guarantee of that. But meanwhile, Dream Collection will always come back. And even though everything in the Dream Collection will be regular SSR rate, I feel that Pepe and Leo are too stupid and annoying in the Dream Collection right now. And you would rather maybe just pull on another Dream Collection where everyone's just a regular SSR in the rate. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like for example, like, if people donated enough money for me to try to pull Salinas, I would go try to pull Salinas. But because no one has, I have no reason to. If that makes any sense. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. When is part 3 going to start? As soon as the current banner ends, part 3 starts and it lasts like 2 days. It's almost like a Dream Fest. In fact, the timing and the rate and everything about it is basically a Dream Fest, and it even has a Dream Fest character. The Dream Fest character is Dream Tsubasa. So yeah. So yeah, that's all I got for characters right now. I'm just farming a little bit. So if you guys need Team Doctor, just let me know. I will help you with your team build. Marco, I got the blue Wakawashimazu. Good job, dude. Sami, yeah, I think it's on Friday. Or Sammy. I don't think it's on Friday. I think it's sooner. Because the event... actually, I don't know. I'll have to look at the event timing. Am I ever going to get a red? I'm never going to get a red at this rate. I haven't seen a red in so long. Hey, AD, can you host? I'm out of stamina. Someone host. One only, fuck it, just do it, dude. I'll join. I should be playing on my girlfriend's iPad because it's so much faster to load into games, so I don't get bumped for other people. I really hate the Android version of this game because it's so much slower. So if you're in a club that's really active and there's 4 people playing on iOS, you can't beat them to the lobby. You just can't. Nothing you can do will help you beat them to the lobby. Is part 3 going to be the full team like part 1, 2, and 3? Sammy, yes. All three banners, I mean, yeah, the first 2 banners are available in the 3rd, but also Misaki is like the prize character, and also they add Dream Basa, which is like a really, really powerful version of Tsubasa. Can anyone see me edit the settings? No, I guess not. Maybe I can add some RAM. I mean, I have a ton of RAM on this computer. I have 16. So maybe I can just legit give this 4 gigs. Right? Like, maybe I can just throw 4 gigs of RAM at this. Let's go. And maybe I should... There you go. Let's go. I'm just going to restart the client. So the game is going to freak out for a second while it reboots. I just gave it a ton of RAM. Marco, who is Dream Basa? Well, thank you for asking. Let's show you. Dream Basa is what I call 001 Tsubasa. And the reason I call it Dream Basa is because his art is the same as a Dreamfest character. Oh wow, maybe I fixed the problem with the emulator. It looks a lot faster now. I gave it access to 2 more gigs of RAM. And now, this is why he's called Dream Basa. Every skill starts at plus 900 or more. He has 5900 dribble, 6600 shot, 6100 pass, 6100 tackle, 5400 block, 5700 pass cut, 6100 speed, 6500 power, and 6000 technique. He's good at high balls and low balls. He gives plus 10 to all red units on all stats, and he kills foreigners, and he comes with a twin shot with Misaki, one of the best tackles in the game, and one of the best A dribbles in the game. This character is legit absurd. Do I spend for Blue Bassa on third banner or do I skip to Nita? I don't know. I'm gonna try to find Blue Bassa, dude. So alright. There you go. Well, the quality is a little better now on the game, so maybe I improved it. So yeah, this Tsubasa is crazy good. And obviously, Tsubasa has great skill support already. And so it's really easy to just find even more stuff for him. Is the part 3 going to be for 2 days only or at least 7 days? It's probably going to be like 2 or 3 days, dude. It's like if you saved for it, you can pull on it, and if you didn't, you can't. That's it. Just, I hope no one pulls Sano from that banner, because that would be very sad. By the way, guys, don't forget, if you guys want to get notifications of when I'm streaming, you can click, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then you'll get notifications whenever I start streaming. That would be really cool. That way we could talk about stupid shit a lot, like this video game, and you can come check it out. One of the things I'm gonna do soon though is we're about to hit the 2-hour mark. So one of the things I do is that anytime the stream goes for 2 hours, I stop the stream briefly, and I give myself some time. I go, I get a drink. How come part 2 was for 7 days? Well, it was actually for like 6 days. They did 6, 6, and 2, so that they could do 14 days. It's supposed to last like a regular whole banner. The reason it's only for 2 days is because they have more banners they need to catch up with. Frankly, I would just run it until the end of the month and then just bundle more banners coming up next. Like, I wouldn't have a problem, right, with that, frankly. But I'm not K-Lab, you know? I can only make so many suggestions. Oh, I joined this time. It's still slow, but I feel like I joined faster. I don't know. Anyways, guys, I'm going to cut the stream for 5 minutes. I will be back in another 5 minutes. We'll start the stream again afterwards. We'll see if we don't do some more Team Doctors or something else that's interesting. But the reason I do this is because YouTube doesn't let people watch streams longer than 2 hours. It's really weird. I don't know if I have to become like a partner or something for that. But the only way I can circumvent that is by streaming multiple times. And so I need to give YouTube time to back up the stream, basically. So we're going to cut it here real briefly. I'll be back. Briefly, sorry. We'll come back. 5 minutes. I'll get a drink, go to the bathroom, you know, stretch. Can't be huddled over my computer the entire time. So see you in a bit. 5 more minutes. Be back in 5. It really is 5 minutes. I know you guys are like, take care, but you guys are going to see me back in literally immediately. So don't go anywhere.